Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. The president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, is basically recognizing that he doesn't stand a chance in hell of being reelected, so he's pulling a Trump and trying to say that there's a massive amount of election fraud and the next election's gonna be rigged. So to skip over many years of terrible corrupt BS, former President Lula da Silva was charged with corruption and basically barred from running, even though eventually the courts found out, no, you know what, this is clearly a proverbial hit job on him, he should be allowed to run again. And while he hasn't announced that he's going to run, the polls already put him incredibly high because people are realizing, maybe voting for terrible nationalists who don't know what the hell they're doing was a really bad idea. Bolsonaro's support right now is at like 23 or 24%, which is completely abysmal by any standard. And this is on top of what's supposedly a pretty decent Brazilian economic recovery. And so despite no evidence and despite contrary claims from various nonpartisan officials and, observers for elections and such, Bolsonaro has said, oh yeah, no, it's totally corrupt here. We can't rely on our electronic voting system. It's super corrupt. It's so rigged and terrible. So my guy, if that was the case, then how come you didn't bring that up when you got elected? Whoa, hey, you know what? This system's corrupt. Maybe this was a mistake. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. He didn't do that because he's wrong. And right now, he is scared. According to Ipsos America, if Lula were to run, he would absolutely trounce Bolsonaro, as you can see here, 70 to 30% on the ballot. So is it really any surprise that Mr. Authoritarian, who, remembers the good old days of the Brazilian dictatorship, is thinking about maybe trying to pull another dictatorship and just really stirring the pot and riling up his base? The same nationalist base that helped put him into power in the first place and would love nothing more than to keep him there permanently against the wishes of many of their fellow Brazilians. So yeah, that's the situation right now. And really, this just all ties it all back together with how terrible and destructive Trump truly was. Some of the worst leaders and elements of humanity from around the world took notes on how Trump and the Republicans just led to this terrible downfall and downgrading of American decency. And now they're using that to delegitimize perfectly valid democracy in their own nations. Trump gave some of the worst people in the world textbooks for how to be even worse and to stay in power even longer. That should be a huge wake-up call and a huge warning to all of us. And right now, it looks like there is a movement afoot in Brazil led by Bolsonaro and his rabid followers to already call into question the legitimacy and the results of the upcoming election, all because he's scared of losing to Lula da Silva of the Workers' Party of Brazil. And it's a sad situation, but unfortunately, it's Bolsonaro, so I'm not surprised. This is sadly just par for the course for him. And the fact that I can say that when it again comes to authoritarianism and the potential erasure of Brazilian democracy in the very near future, that is definitely what's bothering me today.